Be sure to follow my Twitch. You get me? I just made a Twitch, yeah. Be sure to follow that. I'll get some exclusive content on there coming soon. You get me? Safe. Today I'm going to be showing you one of the best tactics that I've ever used in this game, yeah? Listen, right now I'm 20. I've been playing this game since I was 16. So I've got a lot of XP, you get me? I know what I'm talking about, yeah? Like, man's a proper tactician. You get me? You don't get that kind of confidence for no reason. You get what I'm trying to say? So let me just explain, yeah? So what I've done, yeah, I've basically made a hybrid between tiki-taka and gegenpress, and that's what I do always. And I've been doing the same tactic for years, and it's been hella successful. Man's won trophies, bruv. The only thing I haven't done with this tactic is be invincible, I'm not gonna lie. But I've actually won shit with this. So let me just explain what it is, and you can learn from this video, you get me? Right, so the analogy that I've got for this tactic for you to understand it better is a baby. Like, I'm talking like a child crying. Let me explain. So let's say the child has a toy, yeah? The toy being the possession of the ball. So when you don't have the ball, you start crying, yeah? Because you want the ball back so bad. So that's why we've got things like trigger press much more often, and the high line of engagement is as high as it possibly can, so that you can suffocate the opponent the same way a gegenpress will, so that when you get the ball back, you stop crying. And let me just explain what I mean by that as well, yeah? As soon as you get the ball, the tempo is much lower, similar to like a tiki-taka, you get me? It's not high intensity at all. When you actually have the ball, it's slow on the ball. You have slow build up, yeah, making you retain possession. So you're high intensity, but you're slow at the same time, yeah, which is mad effective, yeah. In transition, I will always have it where it's a counter press thing. When the possession has been won, you counter immediately, yeah. The reason I'm not gonna hold shape is because I want there to be still an intensity without there being intensity. Let me say that again. So I want there to be a direction of play. I don't want them to just hold shape when they get the ball in it. Like, I don't want them to do that at all. I want them to actually go forward, which is why I say counter, but it's still countering with like slowness, if you get what I'm trying to say, because the tempo is not that high. You get me? In terms of the attacking width that I play, the reason why it's this narrow, yeah, is because it's still a ball retention system, innit? You get me? So you can't be trying to keep the ball if man's 50,000 yards away from you. You're just always launching it at man. Like, that's not how you keep the ball in it. And that's the way that I like to play as well. The approach play, you still use the width, yeah, but it's not shown here, but you will still get in wide areas anyway, because it's a football match, and in game they'll still get wide. I'll always play out from the back here. This work ball into the box thing's optional, innit? I don't usually start with it, but it's nice to have, especially in games where you know like you're going to win this game. You would like to like work the ball into the box, because it just shows you that, yeah, everyone's disciplined. But when I say disciplined, there's still times you're going to be disciplined even if you play on expressive anyway. I just like to be on expressive because I've got a lot of flair players that I sign, which is why scouting is important. You have to sign for a tactic like this. You have to have guys that fit the profile that you want to play in it. Another example of profile, I don't know if I've said this already, but you need to have guys, if you're playing a high line like that, your defenders at least 14, 15 pace to get back, at least. Because you've got you've got strikers that are trained, yeah, to beat offside traps in it. So if you're already playing an offside trap, you need to at least get back and have a sweeper keeper, which I genuinely have. Like, well, it's not going to show you now, but I'll show you in a minute. In fact, let me get into the in-game, well, player tactic. All right, so let me just quickly show you the personnel, yeah, that you would usually use for this system, innit? So I know we've got a couple world beaters, but there's plenty of examples, yeah, that you can use here that aren't guys like this. Let me explain some more, yeah. So someone like Haaland, yeah, I'm not signing no one like Haaland on a regular basis, like a regular save. This is like a specimen, but I'm just saying you're gonna need someone that can finish comfortably, that's got good off the ball, decent in the air. That's pretty much all you need. Pace isn't even a necessity here, not gonna lie. That's for the strike, yeah. Out wide, I would like to have another striker that can dribble at least, that's good at finishing. This guy, he's not meant to be a creator. The one on the left, he's not meant to be a creator. He's meant to be a lot more direct with pace, innit? You get me? Someone like a Martinelli or something, where he's kind of a head down kind of way. Someone like flipping Rashford. That's where I would go with that left wing position. I need someone direct there. A shadow striker, De Bruyne is the example, but you can get a lot of people, yeah, that the main reason why De Bruyne is here is not only the work rate, determination, yeah, but the fact that he can pass and shoot at the same time. That's why I've gone with someone like De Bruyne in it. Nothing to do with dribbling here. The decisions is key as well. In that final third, you would need that. That's why I've gone with him as a shadow striker. On that right wing, Foden is an example of someone that can play with their head up, similar to like a Bukayo Saka or I don't know, a Bernardo Silva, someone that can play on that right wing with their head up, yeah, make the right decisions, because someone like Foden can make the right decisions. Decent pace, but you don't really need pace, because these guys, they're basically cams playing on that right wing. That's all that is, isn't it? And obviously some things that are additives that you don't need, that he has, for example, is shooting. You don't need that for that right wing role in my system. That's why he's on inverted wing role and support. He's meant to be an assist machine, you get me? Someone like Gavi, yeah, he's just a prime example, because listen, he's not that good at anything. He's only 19 in game, but he's got things that you need, which is what the reason why I've signed him. For example, he's got a pivot, that's all 15 and above, first touch, composure's going to improve, he's got the decisions already, he can dribble when he's got flair. That's it. That's all you need. Literally, that's all you need. That's a profile of player. That's good scouting, in it. You get me? Rodri, he's a deep lying playmaker who's good under pressure. He can pass comfortably with a pivot all of 14. First touch 15. He makes the right decisions. That's all you need. You don't even need him to be able to tackle the ball. He's on deeply. He's on deep lying playmaker defend, because that's an additive that you can have. Like, tackling is something that's nice to have, but it's not compulsory for a deep lying playmaker, yeah? And then, like I said, with the defenders, Cancelo's just someone that they already had, and he's fast, isn't it? He's good at going forward, he's amazing going forward, not the best defensively, but he's amazing going forward, and the main thing about him is that he's got pace, innit? You would need someone that's got pace for this system, yeah? That's decent going forward, because you're going to be using the wide areas. Even though it's a narrow system, the wide areas are going to be important, because they're overlapping on that right-hand side. You're going to need someone with a pivot as well. It's not hard to find a right back like that. I can't even think of one right now, but I know if you do a lot of scouting, you'll find one, yeah? This is the area now, yeah? So Diaz, I know he's not the fastest, but you're going to need someone that can actually command, someone that's good defensively, especially. I mean, 17 tackling, it's not a joke, bruv. You get me? You need someone like that that can command, that's good defensively. And then the main guy is the guy that's next to him, and this is like the Raphael Varane, innit? He's not the main guy, but he's the side man, innit? Well, yeah, this is the, I meant to say this is the side man. The side man is the guy that's got the pace, innit? He's the actual reason why he can play a high line, because I don't think Ruben Diaz is getting back. You get me? He's getting left behind. This guy, he's getting back. He's the reason why you can play a high line. Someone like Josko Vadio, once again, he's a prime example of a defender that's fast. There's a lot of fast centre backs in this game that you can sign for cheap. This guy, he can get back and get a good tackling at the same time. And lastly, just to show you, I signed flipping Tyrick Mitchell. This isn't a world-class left back here, but he fits the profile of the system, which is why I've signed him, innit? On fullback attack here, he can tackle the ball, but he's fast as well. So he's got the pace that you need. Under pressure, 13 composure, 14 decisions is good enough for me. 15 positioning, good enough for me. And then going forward, 13 dribbling, 14 crossing. You see what I'm trying to say? It's not about all the names, yeah. It's just man that fit your profile, and that's, I think that's more fun to do as well. And then someone like Edison, I mean, goalkeepers, as long as you can rush out and you've got a good flipping reflexes, agility, one-on-ones, that's all I need, really. I'm not even gonna lie, that's all I need. But he's got a lot of additives that you don't need. For example, mad passing, mad kicking. I'm sure you'll find someone like that, and if you do the right scouting, you'll get him for cheap. You get me? The final part for this tactic video is the roles. I mean, not the roles, the instructions. You get me? Man's gonna do the instructions, so I'm just gonna show you right now. For example, Edison, I just tell him, tackle harder, because he's a sweeper keeper and we play a high line. He's got a lot more responsibility, you get me? And I just need this guy to just be on complete violence. If you have to 2-foot, man, do it, innit? You get me? Man will sacrifice a guy outfield, bring on another goalkeeper. Alright, so for the defenders, you're going to see a trend of the instruction, ease off tackles, yeah? The reason why is, instead of me, there's something, wait, let me show. Instead of me, when possession has been lost, clicking regroup, like some flipping weirdo, yeah? Man's not going to be doing that. Instead of me pressing regroup, I would rather press ease off tackles, where they're still going to have the intensity to get in man's face, yeah? They're still going to have that intensity just by the tactic alone, yeah? But instead of rushing into tackles, getting spun with 13 tackling, man will actually be a lot more precise, innit? And you can see it. You will make someone like Cancelo actually solid in a system when you do something like that. And I hope you can learn that from this video as well. But apart from that, he's pretty much just a winger, innit? Because as you can see, he's got the stats to play as a winger, and he fits that profile of like a winger. That's what he is, you get me? Alright, the next one is Ruben Diaz, yeah, just an example of a no-nonsense centre-back. I made him a no-nonsense. He can play ball-playing defender, but he's a no-nonsense because of the mental grit that he displays. Yeah, let me explain. So if there's a one-on-one situation, the reason why I'm not going to ask this guy to sit back here is because if there's a one-on-one situation, there's someone like, I don't know, there's a random player and there's Ruben Diaz battling for the ball. Who do you think is going to come out on top? Not because of the physicality, but there's specific stats, for example, determination, yeah? I believe Ruben Diaz is going to win majority of his one-on-one battles just because he's more willing to get the ball. They say determination is not a big stat, but I think that's a crucial stat. You get me? That's a crucial stat. I believe that, honestly, innit? So, yeah, next play. All right, so the next one is Vadio, yeah? He just fits that profile of a sweeping centre-back, yeah? That's on cover, innit? He's got the pace, yeah? We tell him, stay still, hold your position, innit? And then, obviously, when there's a long ball over the top or there's someone trying to get in behind, that's when you chase after them, innit? That's what he's basically told to do. And he is another one on ease off tackles where he makes his precise tackles, yeah, at the right time. You get me? That's just a prime example of someone that can do that on cover. You get me? And lastly, for the defenders, the profile is just a left back that's competent. You get me? On the ball, mentally going forward, and he's fast mainly, innit? That's the profile that I'm going for, innit? So yeah, and as you can see as well, another one that I told to ease off tackles. But as you can see, with both of the fullbacks, they're both creative outlets where I say shoot more often, dribble more, run with the ball. You get me? With both of them, innit? Cross from the byline. I want them to get up the field, innit? Like I want them to do that still, and because they've got the pace, they can get back. That's what I'm trying to say. Anyway, all right, so Rodri is a prime example of someone that's helped me. After years of playing this game, I've realised that your most creative player doesn't have to be your cam. He could be your deep lying playmaker, and I've realised that through Rodri, innit? So what I always used to do is have them on short passing because I was too scared to lose the ball. But then I realised, wait, hold on. A lot of deep lying playmakers are pulling mad strings from deep, innit? And I've seen that. And I've used that in this tactic. For example, this guy, he's gonna be on smoke, yeah. So I know he's on a defensive row. I think he'll hope if I put him on support. Right, now he's on support, you can see it a bit more clear. So because we technically don't have a cam, yeah, because the cam is a shadow striker, Rodri's basically your creative outlet, and you need someone that's got a good pivot, that's good under pressure, a good first touch, all of the things that I usually say that I like a deep line playmakers. You're gonna need them for this guy. I'm asking him not to dribble as much because he's gonna be in a very high pressure situation because he's the deepest midfielder. You don't want him dribbling because when he's dribbling, he's more likely to get tackled off the ball. You get me? So you want him to be a sick passer and just quickly just get the ball, get rid of it immediately. And with direct passing, you're more likely to unlock the defense when you're doing that. You get me? It even says it right. It even says it right there. You get me? Yeah. That's the Rodri. He's the profile for a deep plan playmaker. That's what I would choose. You get me? And obviously, advanced playmaker. Even though he's on attack, he's the one that I like to keep the ball the most. And you can do this on the attack role as well. The reason why I've gone with someone like Gavi once again. For example, I'm Manchester City in this day. If I could have got any midfielder in the world, I chose Gavi. The reason why is because not only is he young, but he just does the basic things right for his age, yeah, or in general, in it. For example, the pivot is what you need, 15 and above for a centre midfielder, advanced playmaker. That's all you need. He's good at dribbling. He can pick up the ball and drive in tight areas as well. He's got good agility. Like he's a very good player, and he's just a prime example of you don't need to spend all these big monies as long as you've got someone that can fit your profile. That's all you need, and yeah, you can see I'll ask him hold the position. I'll tell him cross more often. I'll tell him pass it shorter as well. But if you see your chance, yeah, cross that ball. That's what I'll tell him in it. So yeah, even though he's on shoot less often, you see what I'm saying? You can do attack and they don't have to shoot. You can't even shoot anyway. But yeah, getting onto the attack now anyway. All right, so you had the choice with my attack here and this tactic. That the choice that I had was to do the swap position thing or this roam from position thing, yeah. And I chose the roam from position. The reason why is because I like it's still fluid, but I want them to have their designated areas, yeah. The reason why is because we're going to do a lot of overloading, and let me explain. Because I've got a shadow striker, a striker, and an inside forward, yeah, you're going to see a lot of 3-on-2 situations because a lot of teams play with 2 centre-backs, not 3. 3-on-3 is very rare, innit? So 3-on-2, you're going to see a lot of that. You're going to have a left wing / striker coming at you, a striker coming at you, and a shadow striker coming at you. And it's not a good sight, you get me, especially with these names, innit? So yeah, what I would like is someone with pace, yeah. I'll tell him to pass it shorter, but because he's a striker, man, I want him to shoot more often. You get me? I want him to sit narrower. I don't want him to be too wide because he's a striker and you need to overload more. You get me? That's literally all it is. And you don't need Mbappe. Like I said, you just need someone that's fast, that's competent. You get me? That can actually shoot, that can dribble. That's literally it. Someone that's fast, that can shoot, that can dribble. Decisions, because he's an inside forward, it's not compulsory. Sounds mad, but because he's a striker, a lot of strikers don't have the best decisions. But yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, man, like yeah, whatever. All right, the shadow striker, he is one of the most pivotal roles in this whole system, innit? Because he already plays with intensity anyway. And when you're trying to win the ball, you've got a shadow striker that's pushing up against the striker, making you have two strikers anyway. Altogether, there's three, but you've got two strikers right there in the middle of the pitch. Yeah, you need someone that's got good work rate, determination, aggression. Well, you need a good grit in that mental section, and then you just need a cam pretty much that can shoot and that can pass, literally, and obviously decision making. That's it. That's all you need. Literally, that's the profile of player that I have, yeah. And then the dribbling thing, that's not compulsory, but it comes with the role. Shoot more often. I don't have to click any of those. They'll do it themselves regardless, yeah. Same with the tackling harder thing. You don't have to press that. They'll do it themselves, literally. So yeah, because you're pressing, that's a very good role to have, and it's very good in this system as well. You get me? All right. So for that right winger role, that is where you put an actual cam, because I don't think De Bruyne is a good example of like a cam. Yeah, I think he's a shadow striker anyway. So the cam that you actually use is the one that you put on the right wing, innit? He doesn't have to be fast, like I've said before. He doesn't have to be fast. He just has to know how to pass the ball and play with his head up, like a Bukayo Saka, innit? And then you can even see he's the only attacking player that I told to hold up the ball. I don't even tell the striker to hold up the ball. I told this guy to hold up the ball because he's the one that I'm actually looking to unlock the defense with. You get me? He's the actual key. So what it's generally gonna look like is this guy's gonna cut inside naturally. Like he's the one that's gonna be cutting inside. Yeah, he's not staying wide. He's cutting inside naturally. Yeah, I even said it right there. Cutting inside with ball. He's cutting inside, so he's gonna be in that cam area. He's pushing up. He's already up, and he's cutting inside to be up. So that's the three strikers right there. So effectively, you've got two midfielders, one cam, and three strikers. That's what it is. And I know there's a formation like that, but it's all about deception in this game. And the game won't know what you're doing until you do it, innit? And then you'll see it for yourself, and you'll be like, yeah, damn, this is working. Man, win hella leagues with this, and it's true, innit? You get me? I've done it, and I've shown you, innit? So yeah, that's what I do with the cam. You get me? And the last instructions for this tactic here is the striker, innit? Obviously, Haaland, he's one of them guys. You're not gonna see another one of these guys, and he's got so much about his game, yeah. But what you actually need, and the only thing that you really need from this guy, is his off the ball, his finishing, his composure. That's literally it. Like literally, this guy, he's just the finisher. Literally, that's all you need. Like simple as, bruv. That's all you need, innit? So those are the things that are compulsory about him. That's what you actually need, yeah. Everything else is just additives that you don't need. Simple as. But yeah, I've got a lot of things that because he's got additives you can do, but you don't need. I'll even just click on him just to show you, innit? Like your striker doesn't need to dribble. Like he doesn't need to. Shoot more often, yes, I would like that. The passing thing, it's weird. Some strikers can pass, some strikers can't. It doesn't really matter. Which is why I've been able to do directs with him. He's just one of them guys. And then yeah, the main one for me, tackle harder, roam from position. Even if he can't tackle, he'll still press the ball. And his roam from position is very important because you need that roaming in it. You get me? You do need that still. But yeah, that's literally it. Hey, listen, if you try this tactic, yeah, let me know how it does for you, innit? You get me? It's called Big Boss. It's not called Big Boss for no reason. You get me? You will win shit with this tactic, yeah. You genuinely will, as long as you can fit. I've already told you the profile of players that you need, yeah. If you can sign that profile and use it, you'll be successful, innit? You get me? You get me? Simple as. But yeah, you lot. If you like that video, subscribe to the content. I'll see you in the next episode. Say.